Hello, and welcome to the least planned and most pointless ever episode of Shaking and Sipping. This is the show where normally we shake up or stir a cocktail or other mixed drink, talk about its history, look at some variants, talk about how good they are. We're generally going through the IBA's list to look at official cocktails to see how those stack up. We're not really doing any of that today. If you watch the show often and notice the amount of references I drop, or you read the IBA in real lives that I post some weeks, you've probably noticed that the things that I love even more than cocktails are films, so I am always at the theater. Today I had the opportunity to see an early sneak peek preview of Book Club: The Next Chapter, the sequel to Book Club. And this is not a film I would normally think we needed an episode about or mention ever again. Are there drinks in it? Sure. They mention wine a lot. They drink a lot of wine, but the only wine they mention by name is Prosecco. There are a lot of spritzes being drank, but they don't ever mention those or make one on screen. So there's not that much to dig into from a drinks perspective. Is the movie good? It's the screenplay's kind of incompetent. The editing's not very good. The sound design and ADR is okay, kind of iffy. But are the entire cast amazingly charming? Absolutely. And do I love seeing Candice Bergen drop just tons and tons of sort of dry one-line weird jokes about things? Absolutely I do. So it's not a very good movie, but everyone in it's very good and it's slightly charming. So there's my review. I don't know, see it or don't, and it's probably fine. The reason we're making this totally pointless video is occasionally if you go to the theater for a movie, you'll get some sort of swag, some sort of giveaway, which is always great. In the case of Book Club, to tie in with the fact that they drink wine a lot, I suppose, they gave me what is the cheapest, crummiest plastic wine glass I have ever received. The printing doesn't look very good if you look at it up close, and the copyright 2023 focus features on the back here is like as bold and visible, if not more so, than the logo on the front. So that looks terrible. And they weren't even packaged well. They were all stuck together. It took them like 5 minutes to manage to pull these apart. So kind of crummy swag over there, Universal. Work on that. But in honor of it, I thought I just had to show off this amazing glass, which I'm definitely keeping forever. And so I thought I'd make a quick spritz, which, as I mentioned, they have a bunch of in the movie, that they don't acknowledge that. However, the spritz is a drink coming up later on the IBA's list. So I'm going to make a weird Campari spritz, and I say weird not because Campari spritzes aren't a thing, but because I also realize I'm out of soda water. So really it's just going to be Campari and Prosecco. I'm not going to explain it because we'll get to that in a few months. So let me mix that up, and I'll be letting you go real soon. All right, into a wine glass filled with ice. We want 60 milliliters. Which is about 2 fluid ounces of Campari. And you all know how much I hate measuring bubbles, but we're going to try to do it. We want 90 milliliters, or about 3 ounces of Prosecco. I'm using a rosé Prosecco. Felt on brand for Book Club. Then you'd normally add in a couple of healthy splashes of soda water. But as I mentioned, I realized after I got home that I don't have any. And this is not an episode that deserves a run to the store. We're going to throw in an orange wedge. And of course, this film is coming out later this week to correspond with Mother's Day. So, of course, cheers to all of the mothers out there. Enjoy a spritz if you haven't tried one. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. Obviously, spritzes are often made with something less forceful than Campari, and with the additional dilution of soda water, which we'll talk about whenever we get to that episode. So this one for me, being very Campari heavy, my all-time favorite spirit, works wonders, but this proportion is not for everyone. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. What I would say about Book Club, the next chapter, if it's a movie you thought you wanted to see, you'll probably somewhat enjoy it. If it's a movie you thought you didn't want to see, you don't want to see it. Until next week, happy sipping. Cheers.